Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Since a few lectures in the previous videos, we have been discussing about a lot of different concepts of psychology. And so here I am, a certified handwriting and signature analyst and the founder of Écrivons-You Write, we discover for today's session on the topic time management. Yes, it's a topic which we take for granted a lot of times, but it is something which is the most crucial aspect of our lives. Be it a student, an entrepreneur, a working professional, or any individual, time management plays a very important role in your lives. And also, effectively managing the time, the 24 hours clock that we all have got, is something which is very, very important. So today, we are going to look at the different benefits of time management, what are its advantages, and what are the disadvantages of mismanaging the time. At the same time, stay till the end of the video because we are going to see as to how and why do people procrastinate and how it can be easily analyzed through their handwriting. So let's begin with today's lecture on time management. So first of all, in time management, we are going to study the various concepts of time management, the definition of it. So time management refers to the process of organizing and planning the time that you have got in such a way that all the tasks that you have to do are well managed between the specific activities. A good time management requires you to work smarter, not harder, so that more is done in less time. And even when the time is tight and the pressures are high, a person who knows how to effectively manage their time can deal with it very efficiently. Have you ever wondered as if sometimes it feels that we do not have enough time in the day that we have got? But since we all get the same 24 hours, why is that some people achieve more within that period of time, while there are some who do not do so? The straightforward answer to this question is good time management. Yes, the people who are able to achieve more in the limited span of time, the 24 hours clock, are those who know how to efficiently and effectively manage the time that they have got. The highest achievers manage their time exceptionally well. I repeat, the good achievers and the highest achievers are those who very well know how to manage their time. By using the time management techniques, you can improve your ability to function even more effectively. So, a good time management requires a shift in the focus from the activities which are not so important and urgent to the activities which increases your productivity and are the most important ones. So we spend our entire day doing a lot of activities because we try to divide our attention to a different activities and multitask, switch between tasks. But a good time management lets you work smarter and lets you do things in a much faster manner in less span of time. So now we are going to look at what are the benefits of managing time well. The first benefit of managing time well is that it leads to greater productivity and efficiency. Of course, when a person who is managing their time well, out of the 12 hours that they have got of working, they'll probably invest time into doing things which are high on their priority list, which will make their day more productive. So the person who is managing their time well knows when to wake up, when to study, when to go out to play. And that increases their productivity to high levels. That's why we say that some people achieve more as compared to others. The next is a better professional reputation. Have you ever seen any company encouraging their employees to come late to the office? All of them believe in one principle of punctuality. Yes, that's because time management is important for the functioning of all the big organizations and the day-to-day life. If one employee is not coming on time, that distracts the entire cycle because each employee is linked to the other. If everyone start delaying their work by some or the other time, imagine how much the total amount of time will be delayed for one particular task every day. How will an organization work in that manner? It's not possible. And that's why a better professional reputation is maintained by people who know how to manage their time well. Less stress. When you know what you have to do, when you are set with your priorities of the day, it gives you less stress because you know how do you have to manage these tasks, how much time do you have to invest into each task, and thus there is not much stress that is happening to you. For example, if there is a deadline to be completed, there is a task to be completed by next 3 weeks, you'll probably start working it from now rather than just starting it off a day before. When you start off a day before, that's going to give you more of stress as compared to if you started prior to the deadline when it has been given to you. Increase opportunities for advancement. Now, a person who has well planned their time for the entire week in a particular day, they know how to go about it the next day. That is how they are going to advance into the new things, the new tasks that are being provided to them because they know that they have this much amount of time and what they can do to innovate new ideas and complete the task in a much better and an efficient manner. Greater opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. What if we think about switching our careers when we have gone past a lot of years in our life? That is how we have delayed taking that particular decision. However, when a person is actually informed about the task that they have to do in a day, they can set their career goals as well in accordance to that because they know what they have to achieve and how much time span. So it's not about just setting up the goals of a day or a week, but people do set goals for their life as well as to by what time they have to achieve a particular goal, a particular target, and of course, success in their careers. So that's all what are the benefits of managing the time well. At the same time, there are some drawbacks of not managing the time as well. So let's have a look at some of them. One is the missed deadlines. So, as I talked about in organizations or in schools, a lot of times tasks and projects are given which have to be completed by a particular deadline. If not done, it can hamper your reputation in your professional life. And the missed deadlines do not only create a backlog but also gives you more stress. So it leads to inefficient workflow as well because if you're not working on a particular task, it all gets backlogged and then it creates pressure because of which you have to complete all the work that has been given to you just in one day. Poor work quality. Now imagine a person is doing one particular assignment in a week and there is one who is doing it a night before. Whose do you think is going to be better and of good quality? In my opinion, the answer should be of the first one because that person has enough of time in the entire week to research well about the topic, to look for more examples, to think of various creative ideas in how they can present their assignment. However, the one who is just starting off a day before will do it just for the sake of submission of it and would not have enough of time to research, to look for new websites, to read books about it, or to make it more creative in order to present it well. So the poor quality of work is also because of the mismanagement of time. A poor professional reputation and a stalled career. Now, a person who is taking a decision later in their life as to what they have to do, they do not have the set targets, or they do not know what they have to do in their professional life today, that's going to hamper their reputation to a great extent. Higher stress levels. The entire burden of work gets accumulated on just one single day. So that is something which is because of the mismanagement of time. Had you started the work or the project that has been given to you quite earlier when it was allocated to you, the stress levels would have increased. Now, because of these increased stress levels, the productivity of an individual also decreases. And therefore, it's all the consequences of the mismanagement of time. So let's have a look at what is the difference between urgent and important. And then we'll look at the priority matrix and try to understand what tasks should we attend to and complete first. So urgent tasks demand your immediate attention, but whether you give them that attention depends upon you. So, in contrast, important tasks are those that not doing them might have serious consequences. So, we need to understand what's the difference between the urgent tasks and the important tasks. For example, answering a phone call is urgent because if you do not do that, the caller might end the call and you won't be able to know why the person called for. But the choice of whether the call is important or not important is in your own hands. Might be it's a fake call, or if it is a call which is just to discuss about gossip things, then that is something which can be urgent to pick up but not important. Similarly, going to the dentist regularly is important because if you don't go, then you might have some gum diseases or other problems. But it's not urgent, it's important. Picking your children up from the school is both urgent as well as important. Because if you are not there at the right time, they'll be waiting in the playground or they would look for people here and there. Also, it may cause inconvenience to others as well, or the teachers who are waiting for somebody to pick the children. So, picking up the children could be an example of a task which is both urgent and important and therefore has to be done there and then in the priority list. Reading funny emails or checking on the Facebook is neither urgent nor important. So it is a task which can wait because that's not something which is important and that's not even something which is urgent to be done right now. So these are the distractions which you need to minimize in order to prioritize the tasks that have to be done. So now we'll understand the priority matrix in this particular manner by distincting between what is urgent and what is important. So first is the task which is high on importance and at the same time which is high on urgency needs action. So list down the targets which is important and are urgent. They have to be prioritized, they have to be done first and therefore the action needs to be taken for them. The next are the tasks which are high on importance but low on urgency. So these are the tasks which you can put it in later priority list. You can do it later, you can do it next after the action has been taken. The ones who are low on importance but have high urgency are those actions which you can do later or you can delegate it to somebody because you cannot do it urgently but it is important as well. However, if it is not important but is urgent, needs to be done there and then you can probably delegate it as well. The tasks which are low on urgency and low on importance, they do not need any action right here in the moment and therefore they can be accommodated anywhere in your entire day's schedule because they do not require right there and then action. So that's how on the priority matrix you can prioritize the tasks of the day. We are going to look at the 5 different strategies of effective time management. So the first strategy of effective time management is be intentional. Keep a to-do list. Now, a lot of times we take these to-do lists very casually because that's something which just requires listing down the things that have to be done in the entire day. But that's not what the real thing is. It's one of the most powerful ways to become more productive. The best to-do list includes a variety of tasks, which are quick and urgent jobs that need to be completed in 10 minutes and bigger. The operational tasks that are work in progress. All of these things are listed in that to-do list. So having a set list of those targets that you have to complete intentionally in the entire day will help you work more effectively, because it lays down a plan of how you have to go about it. And of course, keeping a to-do list also allows you to enjoy one of the life's unique pleasures of visualizing what you have achieved in a particular day's span and then striking it way through it. So the next step is be prioritized, that is to rank your task. It's not only enough to just prepare a to-do list for every day, but it's also important to prioritize the task as to when do you have to do what, because that's what will lead you to better time management. It guides you through the day's activities that you are doing in the order of importance, by ensuring that you do not waste time on things that are not important and therefore should not be done in the priority basis. So when you're ranking your task, make sure that the activities which have high value and which are the most important to you are on the top of that to-do list. The usefulness of prioritization can't be overstated, because it's important that the work that you're doing is pressing. It asks you to complete the work that is important rather than waiting for the deadline to come. The third one is to be focused, manage distractions. Despite our best intentions, a lot of times it happens that we are distracted by the things that are going around, which could be dynamic. Now, for example, if I have prepared a to-do list to be completed, however, I just get to know there's a new series launched today or there's a new TV show going on. Social notifications are also one such distraction that keeps on going, talking to colleagues, teammates, friends, etc. That leads to the human problem of procrastination. So, given a time span of 25 minutes, there are a lot of distractions that will come in that will require you to refocus on the task that you were doing, because of which your productivity decreases, because that distractions also consume a lot of your time, energy, at the same time, attention as well. So it's important that you try to manage your distractions. So while distractions can be very easy to identify, there's a notification on the phone. Many of the people are not even aware of the numerous distractions that are going on. The ringing of the bell, the coming of an employee, the clients coming into your office, and the different people going here and there in your house. So once you have identified these different sources of distractions, you can set control and place so that you decide that you won't let these distractions hamper your focus. So the common culprits in these distractions are the emails that come up, the calls that come up in between. So you need to effectively manage your communication channel as well. The fourth strategy is to be structured. Time block your work. A structured schedule is very important and very crucial if you actually want to deliver results. So it helps you to protect a space for your work and sets a healthy pressure to actually complete it. So when you know that you have a structured time of some 4 to 5 hours, you'll be able to know that you have to time block it into a specific deadline. I have prioritized my work that I have to complete a target, but in between what range of time do I have to complete it? That helps you to create a healthy pressure into your mind that yes, this time is approaching and therefore I need to complete it today. So a lot of times, many of us juggle between a lot of multiple tasks. So one task can take more time, the other can take less time. However, when we know that time is being blocked, it leads to a thoughtful approach towards attending to the task that requires more attention as compared to that task that will require more time. So you can schedule the emails, you can schedule when you have to call back people, and therefore you can invest more larger of your time in in-depth and detail-oriented work. The last one is to be self-aware. Track your time. If you think that you cannot complete a particular task, even if you have blocked it into a schedule, just keep a track of a stopwatch, and understand what is that which is making you not being able to complete a particular task that has been given to you. So, tracking your time is elementary because it provides you insight and self awareness to make effective changes in your day to day schedule. So, you can look for the hidden distractions that are coming up, what are those inefficient processes that are bumping in, and you can then lay out your productive patterns in order to manage your time effectively. By applying these different strategies of time management, you can actually feel that you will become more productive. Now, with this, we move on to the very interesting aspect of how we started up with the time management and how we can identify those people who have a habit of postponing things and procrastinating things the next day. So, we'll be analyzing the trait of procrastination in the handwriting of individuals, which could be really beneficial for the teachers who want to look into their child's or students' handwriting and look for these traits so that they can teach them the values of time management in a better and effective manner. Similarly, the entrepreneurs, the HRs in corporates can also look for these traits in their employees and business partners so that they know when a person is going to delay the tasks that have been given to them. It's very simple. All you need to do is to look at the small letter T in a person's handwriting. Now, there could be some people who are more smarter and therefore they can complete the tasks that have been given to them in 2 or 3 days of time. But there are people who have an innate habit of procrastinating the things, and that's something which is a weakness in them and therefore should not be there if you want to be productive. So, look for the letter T. If your letter T has a left sided loop, if your letter T has a left-sided T bar, either this T bar is touching or not, there is absence of T bar on the right side, then only a T bar on the left is present, then these are the people who have a habit of procrastination. No matter what you task is given to them, you give them 1 week of deadline, 1 month of deadline, they'll always postpone the task the next day until the deadline approaches. That creates a pressure in their mind, leads to more stress, and the quality of the work is also not good. Because as we discussed, the mismanagement of time can have a lot of consequences in an individual's life and can have a lot of drawbacks in their professional reputation, in the quality of their work, in their stress levels, and therefore this trait should not be there. If a person has such a trait, they need to be taught the lessons of time management and they need to bring about a change in how they're managing their everyday life. So, look for those traits in your handwriting, and if you have so, learn to manage your time well. Bye bye, take care, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. See you in the next videos.